Hello, mathematicians. I am Mrs. Sears.
And I'm Mrs. Gaudette.
And welcome today with At Home at APS, At Home with APS. So we're going to get started. We're going to get you warmed up, and we're going to do some counting exercises. And I wanted to remind you that you can do this very easily at home with any number that you choose in order to go forward or backward. And you can do this by counting to your pet, by counting with a sibling, maybe counting with a grown-up, or just counting on your own. We're going to also do some movements with you as we count along so that we can kind of get our bodies moving and get energetic and really enjoy our math today. All right, so without further ado, we're going to start counting forward by ones, and we're going to start at 492.
Don't forget, get up with us. Stand up. Do this with us.
Yes, yes. All right. So we're starting by ones at 492, and we're going to stop at 515. All right. Are you ready? And I'm going to touch my hand to my knee. So 492, 493, 494, 495, 496, 497, 498, 499, 500. 501, 502, 503, 504, 505, 506, 507, 508, 509, 510, 511, 512, 513, 514, 515. Wow, that got my blood flowing. I don't know about you.
Did you see me keep looking at her like, when are we stopping?
I would have stopped a little bit sooner, but I really wanted to cross that decade. I just felt like, and then that hundreds, that couple, I think it was very important to make sure we did that.
All right, we are going to now be counting by twos. And we're going to start at 284, and we'll keep going for a while. So this time our movement, thank you, our movement will be tapping our shoulders as we count by twos. So let us get started at 284, 286, 288, 290, 292, 294, 296, 298, 300, wow. 302, 304, 306, 308. You notice I did not say 308. Mm-hmm. So make sure that you're not putting that "and" in there. That "and" means a decimal point.
Yeah, I had to be very careful of that on that 500. All right, so now we're going to do by fives starting at 190. Oh, did I say "and"? 190. Thank you for catching me on that one. And this time we're going to snap our fingers, okay? So are you ready to begin? I know you are. Let's go. So 190, 195, 200, 205, 210, 215, 220, 225, 230. Oh, I lost the sequence there. Did I say "and"?
Nope, we both did 210 and then went straight to 220.
Did we?
So maybe we should start over because I did the same thing.
I did the same thing and you were probably just listening to me. Okay, so we're going to start at 190 and we got to make sure we just stay with those fives, right? Okay, yep. So maybe I'll slow down my tone a little bit or I'll slow down my rapacity there. Okay, ready? 190, 195, 200, 205, 210, 215, 220, 225, 230. Is that it?
Yes. I just kept wanting to go.
235. No. We can keep going.
We could. All right, the next oral counting sequence that we'll be doing is we'll be counting by tens. Ooh. And we'll be starting at 85. But this movement that we're going to be doing, sorry, everyone, you can see a little bit of my background, is you start saying it will start at 85, so you'll go 80, and then you'll come up to what we call a torch, 85. Oh, it's almost like you're sitting there holding a torch. So,
or a flag or something else.
And cheerleading background, it's a torch. All right, so we'll start at 85, and then we'll go up from there by tens. So here we go. 85, 95, 105, 115.
You got it.
125, 135, 145, 155.
Woohoo!
All right.
Now I do feel like a cheerleader. Woohoo! No. Okay. All right. So it's very important to not only count forward, but you also want to improve that muscle in counting backwards. Okay. So we're going to try this doing backwards for a little bit. All right. So this first one that we're going to do, we're going to start at 313 and we're going to count backwards from ones. And we're going to repeat those same movements that we did on our forwards counting, where I start off with the hand to the knee, and then we'll continue with that, okay? All right, are you ready? I think I can do this. 313, 312, 311, 310, 309, 308, 307, 306, 305, 304, 303, 302, 301, 300, 299, 298, 297. Whoa, that's some serious counting.
I'm starting to feel a little hot.
I am too.
Are you guys getting your heart rate? I'm
yeah.
sorry, I'm talking over you.
Oh, sorry. I am getting a little warm myself.
Is your heart rate going up? Because that's what we're hoping, is that you're working on your math, but also getting your heart rate up.
All right, so Tammy's going to do or Miss Gaudette's going to do the next one.
So we are going to be counting by twos backwards.
Ooh.
We will be starting at 208.
208.
208, right? Yes, thank you. So 208. So, but again, we'll be doing touching our shoulders as our movement. So let us begin. 208, 206, 204, 202, 200. 198, 196, 194, 192, 190.
Good.
188.
I think you went way too far, but that's okay.
Okay.
That was good. That was really good. All right. So again, now we're going to go counting backwards. I'm going to do the by fives, and we're going to start at 120. And we're going to be doing the tapping our fingers, snapping our fingers, okay? So I'll try to go gracefully this time. We're going to start at 120, and we're going to count back by fives. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. 120, 115, 110, 105, 100, 95, 90, 85. I think I got it. I get a little bit mixed up. So we got there, though. We got there.
But it is okay to make mistakes. Remember, we learn most from when we make mistakes, because we know, even if we don't realize it, our brain is starting to process that information and start to make connections. And it starts to go, something isn't quite right there. So if we make mistakes, that's okay.
Yeah.
But next, like we made our mistake and we knew it, we fixed it, and then went on.
Yeah. And it may not have been in the best rhythm, but it worked. We did think about it, and we did use our brain, our muscle, and counting backwards, and it does get there. You will get there.
All right, our last counting sequence is by tens. We're counting backwards. We'll be doing the torch again, and we'll start at 145.
All right.
All right, here we go. 145, 135. I'm sorry, I said that wrong, didn't I?
Did
I
you
put
say
145. I just said 145 instead of 145.
Oh, that's true.
See, listen to that.
I didn't even catch that. That was a good catch.
See, even your teachers, stuff we've been doing forever, still have to stop and make corrections, because we make mistakes too. So here we go.
Right.
140, where am I starting with? 145, 135, 125, 115, yes. 105.
Good.
95, 85. All right, good job, you guys.
That was really good. That was excellent. And even though we made some mistakes, we recovered nicely, and it's all good.
but that's what practice is about. Practice is not about making perfect. Practice is about making progress.
Yeah. And don't forget, you can do these same activities at home. You can do it with, like I said, counting to your dog, counting to your cat, counting to your lizard if you have a pet lizard. I don't know. You might. You can also do this with another sibling. You can also do this with a grown-up. So anywhere that you want to practice this is a great activity to kind of build that math muscle going forward and backwards with your counting sequences. You guys did a good job. Excellent. All right, so now we're going to be working on thinking about our combinations to 20. Okay, so you may remember some kind of a game that you may have played with your teacher. It's called like I have, but I want, or I need so many more, okay? So when we're working on our combinations to 20, I've gotten a few items that I could find around the home that we could possibly use to try and work on these combinations. So if you notice up here, I have some beads that I'm going to be working with. I have some counters that I'm going to be working with. I have some paper clips, some erasers, some like tongue depressors. I even have some rocks that Miss Gaudette got me from her front yard. So anything that I can kind of do to kind of practice that idea of if I have this many and I need 20, how many more would I need? Okay? So the very first thing that I went ahead and I got together that I had some erasers. And actually, the first one I did, now I'm thinking about it, was I actually started with a number that was more of a friendly number that we could use. And I used it inside of something that you guys may have already seen. So when I'm looking at this particular number, if I was just to flash it up really quick at you, your first impression might be, oh, I saw 10. And I might ask you, well, how did you see that 10? And you probably could say, well, I saw a row of 5, and I saw another row of 5. But what you may not have noticed is that down below, there is an additional row of 5 and another row of 5. So really, when I flash you this whole number, if you were looking at the whole number filled, it would be a number to 20. But since we're working on our combinations to 20, I wanted to put that up on here. And I know I have how many? I have 10, right? I have 2 groups of 5. How many more would I need to make to 20? Well, if you said, I know 10 and 10 is 20, and I was counting by those 10s, and if I counted 10 and then 20 by skip counting, I know I would need 10 more. Okay? I could fill things up in this particular, on this 10 frame. This is actually a 20 frame, but I could fill things up on there if I needed to. But I know that 10 plus 10 is 20. Okay, so the next thing that I have some erasers. And inside my erasers, I know that I have 15. Okay, I can actually take these out and show you that I have 15. And I'm going to do a little bit of some skip counting so that I know that I have 15. But I'm going to start with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and I have 1 left, so 14, 15. How many more do I need to make 20? Well, what would I do there? Could I count from ones? Absolutely. I could take what I have left over here and see if I can make that 20. Or maybe I could skip count by those 5s, because I was actually skip counting by 2s earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and count by 1. So I had 15. Where would I start next? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How many did I add? Well, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I added 5 more. So if I have 15, I know I need 5 more to make 20. What if I had 13? Oh, if I had 13, that's a little bit of a different number. Maybe I want to get to another number that I already know before I can start counting up on that number. So let's see. Let's see if I have 13. Maybe I want to get to 15 because I know it's only going to be 13, 14, 15. I'm going to add 2 more, and I just did 15. So I know I'm going to need 5 more on top of that. So let's get those in there. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that 2 that I added to get me to 15 plus the 5 more means that if I have 13, I need 7. Good job. All right. What if I had, we're staying in those teen numbers, but what if I had 9? Ooh, have you seen these before? Maybe you've seen these like on a wreck and wreck that you may have had, and they kind of alternate the colors. So I have 9 blue beads right now. So if I have 9 blue beads, but I need 20, or I want 20, how many more do I need? Let's think on this one. Is there a number that's close to 9 that would be an easy number for us to get to? I think you're thinking, well, if we add 1 more, we could have 10, right? So I'm going to add 1 more. And let me just double check and make sure that I have 10. I'm going to do this by skip counting again. So I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, and I have 2 more. That makes 10. All right. So I know that I'm close to that 10. I already know that 10 more plus 10, or 10 plus 10 is going to be 20. So I will need 10 on top of that. So I started to get 1 more to get to 10 from 9. So I have 9, 10. Now I need 10 more. Let's do this. All right, so we had 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So how many do I have of each now? Oh, I have 10 red, and I have 10 of the blue, right? But I added 1 more to the blue to make it 10. So that 1 more plus 10 would be 11. Oh, this is getting real interesting. Okay, I have another one to do. Let's do this one. Do you think you could do this one? 4. Oh. So what do I need to know to get there? Well, if I add 1 more, I'd be on that number 5 that I know. I'm going to need so many more to do. So I have 5 now. Let's do this. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to start skip counting from there. So I had 5, 4. I went to 5. Now I have 6. Let's do 2 is 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Ooh, so how many did I add? Let's think about that. So I started with 4. I added 1 more to get 5. Then I counted up to 10, which was 5 more. So 5 plus 1 is 6. And then again, I'm at 10. So I know my 10. I need 10 more to get there. I must have 16. That's the 10 that I counted from the 10 on. And then the 1 to get to 5, and the other 5 to get to the 10. So I have 16 that I need if I need those combinations to 20. All right, let's do one last thing. And maybe you guys may have some of these at home. Well, one of the things that I started with is I started with a bundle. So you might say, what do I know about a bundle? Well, when I'm doing bundles and sticks with my students, I usually always knew a bundle was 10. How could I verify to make sure that that bundle is 10? I could count them, right? So I could pull the rubber band off and say 1, 2, I'm going to count quicker. So I'm going to say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I know that there's 10 here. So if I have this bundle and I have 2 extra sticks, how many do I have to start with? I have 12, right? I have that bundle, which is my 10, and 2 more, 12. How many do I need to make 20? If you thought that you said that it was 8 more, you were correct. How could we get there? Again, we'll start with those 2. We can add 3 more, right? That's going to give us that 15. So if I had 10 with 5, I would have 15. And then we needed 5 more to make that 20, right? So we're at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well, whatever I do when I have a bundle, I always want to bundle it. So this is the easiest representation that I can have to make it say that I have 20. How do I know I have 20? I have 10 here, and I have 10 here. Awesome. All right, so we said we had 12. How many did we take to get to 15? 3 more, yep. And then when we're at that 15, we already know we need 5 more. 5 plus 3, 8. All right. You guys did excellent on those combinations to 20. Good job. That's a very important skill to kind of know. I have this many, maybe I need this many more. If we wanted to kind of reverse this up, we might say, I need this many. How many did I have, right? I could have said that. Well, I know I have this many rocks. I wonder how many it is in there. I think it's 20, right? So if I have 20 rocks, maybe this is the trick question. How many, well, I should say if I don't need any more, I should have done that with a 0. I'm thinking this is different. I'm going to leave it. If I need no more rocks, how many did I have? I had 20, right? All right. Good job, guys. You did a fabulous job on working on those combinations that you had to there. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to be doing, I'm going to take this down because we're done with our counting. We're going to be working on that routine we learned the other day, which was about close, far, and in between. Okay, so the first thing that we always want to do, and again, you can pick any 3 numbers. You can go into the thousands if you want to go into them. That's fine with us. You could also go down into the tens numbers as well. Okay, so on the close, far, thank you, Miss Gaudette. I didn't realize it was not in the screen. Okay, so on the close, far, and in between, I've picked 3 numbers. Let's see if we can say these numbers correctly. Let's look at them. So my first number is 364. Good job. We're not saying those ands. We're making sure that we're saying it very clearly with the words that represent each of those numerals and where they sit inside the place value. The next one is 219, right? Good job. We have 457. All right, so the first thing that we always want to do is we always want to put those numbers in order. And we want to put them in order of smallest to largest. So let's see if we can do that. How would I know which is the smallest number? Ooh, if you said it's the one that has the smallest number in the hundreds digit, you would be correct, right? All right, so let's start with our first number. Our smallest number is 219. All right, I'm going to put a comma right after that here in just a moment because now I need to figure out what's the next smallest number. Well, if I had a 200, if I'm looking at the hundreds digit, I have a 3 over here and a 4 over here. Well, 3 is smaller than 4, so I think 364 is going to be our next number. Okay, I'm going to have to come down here in this space. All right, so I have one number left. Process of elimination tells me my next number in order is going to be 457. I don't want to get too close to this because the next thing I would like to do is actually put them on a number line. So what do you notice about my number line? Oh, well, starts at 200 and it goes to 500. Would all of my numbers be able to fit somewhere on this number line? Yeah, they would. Great. But I wonder what these little spaces are, these little increments between each of these numbers. I wonder what those could represent. I don't know. Let me think. How many are there in between? So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got to jump a certain distance in between 200 and 500 that has some space about with the 6, some different increment with 6. I wonder if it's 50. Because I'm looking at my next thing where it's talking about, well, how would I know if it's closer to 300 or 250? Maybe I'm jumping by 50s. Let's see. So if I jumped from 200 and jumped by 50, how much would I be? Oh, I'd have 250, right? What if I did 50 more? Well, this time we're really counting big numbers, aren't we? So 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, and what's in between 400 and 450? Or excuse me, 400 and 500? 450. I tricked you. I was seeing if you were paying attention. All right, where would I put these numbers? Well, I know I'm looking for 219, and I know it's between 200 and 250. Maybe I need to put it somewhere in between there. I know it's not exactly halfway, but it's pretty close to halfway because halfway between 200 and 250 would be 225, and 219 is not that far from there. So let me put that one, I'm going to say it goes about right here. And that may tell you your next answer, right? All right, 364. Where do we think that one's going to go? Over here? Oh, no, over here? Am I getting closer? Oh, right here? I think you're right. Well, when we're looking at that number, 364, is it closer to 350? Or is it closer to 400? Oh, it's closer to 350, right? So let's see if we can put that number right about here. We'll say that one's 364. Now we have 457. Well, it's not over here, right? That would be like maybe in the 700, 800, maybe even 1,000 range. We know we're going to be somewhere over here in the 400s, but we're not quite 500. We're a little bit past 450. I think that's going to go right here. Did you guys get those in the right place? Perfect. I'll actually put that right down there. Okay, now we need to figure out what's going to be closer to 300. Well, since we've done such a great job in labeling our number line, we're probably going to have a very easy time getting there. But as I'm looking at 219 and 364, that 300 kind of does, eyeballing it, it does kind of look like it's closer to both, right? This might take some thought. I wonder what would be closer to 300. Well, if I had 364 and I needed to go back to 300, I could do a couple of jumps, right? I could say, maybe I just wanted to first get back to that 360. So I took away I took away 4. So maybe I knew that was 360. But then I wanted to make one big jump back to back to 300, and I jumped backwards by 60. So adding those two numbers up, knowing that 364 to get to 300 would be 64 jumps, I know I'm 64 spaces away from 300. Wonder what that would be for 219. Well, let's see. Let's use our thinking about that 9 that we did before. When we have a 9, we're really close to a 10, right? So what's the next multiple of 10 that we could do from 219? 220. Okay. I just have to do a tiny, tiny jump. I jump 1, right? Then I'm at 220. Where could I jump from there? Could I make a really big leap over to 300? I could, but for me, just counting maybe to 250 might be an easier jump. So I'm at 220. How many more do I need to get to 250? Oh, 30. Okay. I'm still 31 right there. I might be close. I don't know. Let's see. 250, how many do you get to 300? 50. Okay, let's add those up. Let's see. So we know we have 64 to get from 364 to 300. How many did we need to get from 219 to 300? We needed 50 plus 30, that's 81. Which is closer? Ah, you're right. It looked like it was about the same, but 364 is actually closer to 300 than 219. But I think we'll be able to answer this next question quite easily, because once we've done this, we already know how far is it going to be to get to 250 between these numbers. Well, 364, look, we'd still have to take that 64 and go back another 50 to get to that 250. So that would be 114 if we added that 50 and that 64. But we know to get to 250 from 219 is only 1 plus that 30, or 31. It's definitely closer. All right, I'm going to have you think about this next number. We want to figure out a number now between 364 and 457. Where do you think that would fall? Kind of looks like maybe 400 might be somewhere right there in the middle too. So how could we solve this? Oh, if you said maybe we can take the larger of the two numbers and subtract the smaller of the two numbers and figure out that distance in between, maybe that might help us finding a number that could be right in the middle somewhere between 364 and 457. So how could I do that? Well, let's see. There's a couple ways we could do that. Maybe some of you have seen it done this way, where you have that 457 and it's sort of on the top and it's stacked, minus that 364. So I don't know if I'm going to have enough space to get it in there, but let's try it that way. I like to try it doing the adding up. I like to use my addition when I'm doing subtraction. That is always a strategy that has worked for me. So if I start by doing that 364, and again, just kind of like what I did over here, I wanted to find that closest multiple of 10. If I had 364, what would be the next closest multiple of 10? 370. How much to get to that 370? Oh, 6 more. So if I had a 6, I'm going to start like adding my totals here. So I know 6 more to get to that 370. How much to get to the 400? Oh, I can count by tens, right? 370, 380, 390, 400. So I had 3 tens, 30. Okay, now I'm at that 400. How much to get to 457? Well, if you just said 57, you'd probably be, that's an easy guess, right? To just jump right over and go 57 more. So let's do that. I'm going to put that down here. Now, I may want to do something a little different to figure this out in between. So if I already know, I can probably break that 57 into a 50 and a 7. Let's see if that makes my adding a little bit easier. My 30 and my 50 is going to be 80. And then I just have a 6 and a 7 that are left over there. So 80 plus 6, 86, plus 7 more, what, 93, right? Okay. So I know there's 93 spaces between 364 and 457. How could I find out what's exactly in between? Maybe divide that 92 in half? Yeah, I could divide that 92 in half. Well, I know with 90 that 45 is about half of 90. I just need to figure out 3 more. So 45... maybe I do 47 more. Okay. 47 would be kind of in the middle between there. It'd either be a 46 or a 47. So if I had to go 46 or 47 more to find that number in the middle, what would that be? Well, there's 2 ways I could do it. I could take that 457 and minus maybe the 47. That would make my math kind of easy a little bit. or I could do 364 plus that 46 or that 47. So I'm just going to say let's do the 457, and let's subtract that 47. So if I have 7 and I am taking away 7, I have nothing. I have 50, I'm taking away 40, I have 10. And I'm not taking away any hundreds, so I still have my 400. So 410 would put me exactly, I'm going to actually go closer to here, would put me right in the middle between that 364 and that 457. Wow, that was pretty good work. All right, so I want to do a game with you guys, and one of the things that we're going to play, and maybe you've heard it, it's rolling a dice, and the game is called Pig, or Puerco, right? I think that's Espanol. Maybe someone will tell me, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, oh, and strangely enough, we have one up here. So how you play this game, and I think the reason they get the name from it is it's a dice game. And so we're rolling the die. In this case, we have 1. There is also a variation. You could do 2 dice, okay? But we're rolling a dice, and we keep getting to roll as long as we do not roll a 1, okay? What happens if I roll a 1? Well, my turn is over, first of all, but any number that I was adding my numbers up with and to, so if I kept rolling and let's say I got a 2 and then I got another 4 and then I got a 6, right? I would have had 12 points at that point. And if I roll a 1 after that, I lose my turn and I lose my points, okay? So I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose all my points. So I want to be a little bit strategic on knowing when I could stop my roll, okay? Because the probability of me rolling a 1 is there. You know, I may have a 1 in 6 chance of rolling that. How do I know that? Because I have 1 out of 6 sides of the dice that I could probably roll a 1. So Miss Gaudette and I are going to play, and we also have, do you need a marker? Mm-hmm. I have one.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
We have a marker, and we're going to go ahead and play the game of Pig. And we got to get not too greedy about rolling our numbers in our spin, and we're going to be adding our totals up as we do them. I think I skipped over a section of something. See, I remembered something. It's okay.
We'll do it later.
We'll do it in a minute. All right, so I'm going to roll. I got a 5. Remember, I can keep rolling, but if I roll a 1, I lose those 5 points. Okay? Okay, I got another 5. So now I have 5 and 5 is 10. Ooh, I keep rolling these 5s. 15.
You're cheating with a loaded die there.
Again? I have 15. I don't know. Should I risk it or should I keep that 15? I'm going to keep that 15. I don't want to trick myself up here. I've got 15. The object of the game is to get to 100 in this particular instance. You could also play to 200. And when you're using 2 dice, that's going to make a difference in getting you there a little bit faster. But again, the caution is on the 2 dice, if we were rolling with 2, if you got snake eyes, which is double 1s, then you lose everything. Like you don't even get to keep what's on the roll, what I still have.
No.
Is it not?
Seriously? Are you telling me that if I have 2 dice and I roll 2 1s that I lose, even if I had 95, I would lose it all?
Yes.
No. So I think I would have to have a very good strategy if I was to do that.
That's why I held at 15, because I don't trust my ability to not roll a 1.
All right, here we go. You know my luck? Yep, you're right. I'll get a 1. I got a 2.
Want to keep going?
I got a 2, so I have 4. Well, I'm going to keep going. It's only 4.
Okay.
And it's nowhere near your 15, so I got to at least
you're going to take the risk.
I am. 3 plus my 4 is 7. Mm-hmm. 4 plus my 7 is 7 and 3 make 10. Plus 1 more is 11.
She's getting closer.
plus 3, and my 11 is 14. I'm going to try one more.
Ooh.
Oh,
She rolled a 1.
I knew it. I was pushing it, wasn't I?
So she loses her turn.
So what do I put 0 on there?
Yes, you could put a 0 on there. That's her score. She loses. Remember, you roll a 1.
Look at her. You were just a little too happy about that.
I'm hoping I don't. Now, I still get to keep my 15 because remember, I didn't roll a 1 when I had that, when I was on that particular roll that I had earlier. All right, let's hope it's with me. I got a 6. All right, I'm going to keep trying. Come on, baby. Another 6. And that time it hit the barrier. I swear, I didn't have anything to do with that. So I'm at 12. Let's see. 18. I am rolling it. I am moving it around. 18. 6 plus 6 plus 6. I had 6 and 6 is 12. 18. Let's try one more. 24. I'm not going to push my luck. I'm good. 24 more. Let's see. I have 15. So if I do my 5 plus my 4, that's 9. And then my 10 plus my 20, 39. Okay. I'm almost there.
6.
See, it can be done.
And 4 is 10.
Good compliment there. She rolled a 1.
She's doing something. I know it.
I'm not touching it. Really, not touching anything here. Okay. All right. 6. See, it can be done. Oh, I got a 1. See, it happens. So I don't get any points on that. I pushed my luck. I'm still at 39.
All right, let's try this again. Maybe
she jinxed me.
Oh, I like that.
You put a math curse on me.
4.
She got a 1. All right. Let's see. I got a 1, so I lose my turn right off the bat.
I'm not giving up hope. You guys, hopefully you're playing this with us and you're trying it. But I'm not going to give up hope because there's always hope there. 6.
She got a 1.
Seriously? How?
I don't know if we're going to have more space. We may have to go into the other column here. Okay, let's see. 5. 5 again, so I have 10. Let's see. 6, so 10 plus 6, 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. 19 plus 5 is 19. One more is 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I get nervous when I get into the 20s. I'm going to try one more. 3. What did I have? 24? 27. Should I try it?
Yes. Go ahead. Keep trying it.
One more.
1.
24. 6 more 30. I can add those even numbers. I'm going to stay. I'm going to say. So I'm at...
Oh, she's going to stay.
I'm at 69 there. Okay. All right.
And I'm at big fat 0. 5 plus 4 is 9.
All right. Come on. You can do it.
Plus 3 is 12. You're checking my math, right?
I am.
Okay.
I'm with you.
12 plus 5 is 17.
17. That's true. We got to make sure we check that math. 17
plus 3 is 20. I'm staying.
20. There you go.
I am on.
See, it's a good thing I'm not playing with 2 dice, because if I did roll snake eyes, then I'd be up a creek, right? I'd lose all those points.
I'm finally on the board.
Okay. 4. All right. I'm going to try. I'm going to keep going. 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 4. I know my complement. 6 plus 4 is 10. 4 more is 14. Another 4 is 15, 16, 17, 18. I got
Maybe I
Little
can catch up.
greedy here.
Me getting greedy? I don't think so, Missy.
I'm being a pig. I'm trying to get greedy
Well,
here.
you can go.
I can go. She got a 1. Well, let's keep going. 2. All right, I'm going to go a little bit faster. 2 plus 6, so 8. 3 more, 11. I'm going to try 11, 14. I want to get into the 20s. 14 plus 3, 17.
She's being a pig. Now I get the term pig.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Let me stop. I'm getting closer, but I don't want to jinx it. I did it last time. I got into the 20s. So I have 23. So that 9, we just need 1 more. So I can kind of decompose that 3. That would give me 70. And then I'd have 2, 72. And then I had 20, right? 72 plus 20 is 92. Oh, very, very close.
Yeah, do you realize she introduced me to pig and I had no idea what the heck that meant, and now it's because you get greedy.
Yes.
So.
And you could be on a roll. You never know.
5.
She got a 1.
How is this even possible?
Well, you're at 20, so that's good. Okay, got a 3. I've got 92, so that means I'm at 95. I don't know. I think you can go out with over 100, but it's not necessary to get exactly on 100. So, no, I got a 1. I stay at 92.
5. Plus 2. 7. Thank you for helping me out there. Plus another 2 is 9. Plus 4 is 13.
Yep.
Had to go over the 10.
Well,
What did I say?
you were 13. You had a 4, so you were close to that 10.
So 13 and 3 makes 16. And I'm going to stop. Woohoo! Plus 3 is 19.
All right, let me try this again.
19.
Might get over.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Got to do my math here.
Okay, sorry.
So she did that all in her head. I kind of have to have some visual for myself. So 9 and 0 ones makes a 9, and then a 2 10s plus 1 10 is 3 10s.
All right.
I might break the 40.
Let's see. All right, come on there. 5, okay, 92, so I'd be at 97. All right, I can't give it up after just 2 rolls. I got a 2, so I have 5 plus 2, so 7. I don't want to make a 1. If I make a 1,
Get a 1.
no, if I make a 1, then I wouldn't get out. Higher than a 1, higher than a 1, higher than a 1. I got a 2! All right, so that means I had 9, right? I had a 5, a 2, and then another 2. So let's see. So how many did I need to get? I needed to get 8 more to get me to 100. So let's see. So 2, and I had 9. 2 plus that 9 would be 11. Add that 10 from that 11 over here. I have a 1 left over. I have 101.
Oh, man, look at that circle. Couple of them going on there.
Winner circle. No. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Did you guys enjoy that game? Is that a game that you could play at home with your family members, or with, I guess you could challenge yourself to see how many times it would take you to get to 100.
Hey, I'd play against my stuffed animal.
That's
and
true.
Every time I'd make that stuffed animal, just like me, get a 1.
I didn't make you get a 1. That's the
I don't know, you were staring at it.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't think I had that kind of a Jedi mind trick going with it. But all right, so the next thing that we're going to do, and how this game works, is it's kind of like Headbands. Have you ever played that game, Headbands? Well, it's where you have a word that's on on somebody's headband, okay? So I'm going to have a math word that's going to be on my head, and Miss Gaudette has to try and describe it to me so that I am able to figure it out, okay? Actually, I'm going to have her start first because I think mine's the first one, right, that we have? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to have a math word. So Miss Gaudette's going to actually show it to the camera, and then she's going to have to face me because otherwise I can't see what that word is out there.
All right.
And I'm going to have to describe it to her, but I have 1 minute to be able to describe all the words that she has, or I run out of time. We're not going to be able to get those words, right?
Is that how headband works? I've never played.
Well, I think headbands works like where you're just trying to describe. It's kind of like $10,000 pyramid. If I don't describe those words in a minute, then I lose my turn.
Okay.
But I think I can do this.
So are we matching two things, headbands and the
$10,000 pyramid?
Are we meshing it together?
I don't know. I remember headbands. I do it with Disney movies, so. So it's describing like the movie, but you cannot say any part of the word, right? It's kind of like what's that one game where taboo, where you can't say a part of the word. If I say a part of the word, then I lose my turn, and we're not going to get credit for that. Okay, so I want to get credit for the words that I got.
Okay.
All right, are we ready to go?
I hope so.
Okay, so show it to the camera. I'll have to look at the clock there. Perfect. Now show it to me, please. Okay, see if you can figure out this word. All right, so when we're doing base 10 blocks, this is one that has 10 blocks put together.
So a block, a rod.
Ooh, a rod. You said a rod. Okay, a block, a rod. Okay, what's this one? Okay. Oh, okay. So this is when I put like the rod or a flat or a cube together to build a number.
Base 10 blocks?
Base 10, like it's more than that. Like I could actually write the number and I'm kind
Place
of...
value? Spot?
I'm putting the number down, like I'll draw the cube and I'll draw the rod and I'll draw the flat. And that's how I build that number. It's got a last word.
Oh,
when you might do
digits?
this to a friend, you might have
Right.
a sticky...
Right?
You might have a sticky what?
A sticky note?
Yeah, so say that word.
Base 10 notes?
No.
Tation.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I almost had no time for that one. Okay, next one. Okay, so this one is a bunch of cubes, again in those base 10 blocks, but they form a 10 by 10 grid.
A flat.
A flat, thank you. Oh, okay, last one. This one would just be as one.
Is it buzzing time?
I think I went over a minute.
Oh, she did. So let's have her do one for me, just so you can kind of see how it would be for the other person. All right, go ahead and show it to him really fast.
All right, so there's your word.
All right, this is a numeral, 0 through 9. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that individual number called? The one?
Digit.
A digit.
A
yes.
digit. Okay, let's see.
Wait, you didn't show it, and you did.
Sorry.
Okay, this is a place value. You have a ones, then a
Tens.
Yep.
Ah.
All right. I might be doing better than her. All right, so this is, you have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, so on and so forth. What is that whole thing called?
Ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. Mm-hmm. I don't know, a place? Place value?
Place value, yes.
Ah.
So, our last word, really fast.
All right.
Let's do it. We could do it.
Okay.
All right, so if we're talking place value, you have ones, tens, then...
Hundreds.
Yeah. We did it.
Good job.
This is something you could easily do at home. Just think about, we did it with academic vocabulary, but you could do it with other words. Think math words, math vocabulary.
And see if you can do it in less than a minute if you're not stumped on base 10 notation.
Well, that was a weird one.
All right. Well, We thank you so much for joining us during this hour of second and third grade math, and we hope you enjoyed your time. I am Mrs. Sears.
And I'm Mrs. Gaudette.
And thank you for joining us with At Home with APS.
Bye.
Bye-bye.